Innovations and creativity in science, engineering, technology, and math will be the drivers of tomorrow's economy.
Jobs, 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 jobs.
Jobs. That's the word in 4 letters, jobs. And if you are not a participant on that frontier, you will trail behind it and possibly get left behind entirely.
Most American kids opt out of the harder math and science classes, as you know.
So I think most people opt out of hard things.
Many of those jobs that pay $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, you need a lot of calculus.
You do.
You need math.
You do.
You need science.
And
you need physics.
Math needs better marketing. I don't know how to do it. Hire a marketing firm or something. There are people who say, I'll never need this math, these trig identities from 10th grade or 11th grade, or maybe you never learned them. Here's the catch. Whether or not you ever again use the math that you learned in school, the act of having learned the math established a wiring in your brain that didn't exist before. And it's the wiring in your brain that makes you the problem solver.
Science Communication in the Social Media Age by Hillel Price. The term science communication can be used broadly in the academic or public spheres. But really, it is what it sounds like, communicating with others about science. Often, science communicators are experts in a scientific field who present complicated scientific ideas to non-experts in the general public. With the internet what it is today, it is possible to learn complex science without ever stepping into a classroom or a lecture hall. You can watch a lecture online, use a free online textbook, or search for something really complicated like quantum tunneling and easily find out what it is. This, however, does not make science more popular or help to communicate or market science to the general public. It just makes it more convenient. Social media can be easily used to communicate science to a wide audience. Figures from Holly M. Bick's article, An Introduction to Social Media for Scientists, illustrate the monthly audience sizes for some social media sites and other publications. As you can see, the audience for social media sites is much larger than the others. While this does not mean that science research posted on Facebook or Twitter is necessarily more relevant or popular, the article states that highly tweeted journal articles are 11 times more likely to be highly cited versus articles without strong media coverage. A good real-world example of using social media for science communication is astronaut Chris Hadfield. When Hadfield left for a 6-month-long mission aboard the International Space Station, he had 22,000 followers on Twitter. Now, he has about 1 million followers on Twitter. He's a Twitter celebrity. Hadfield's frequent tweets contained images of Earth from space, quick information about tests he'd be running, videos of him playing guitar, and answers to the wide range of questions he'd received from his large Twitter following. By using social media, Hadfield and his research gained popularity with the general public without Hadfield ever having to post much about his scientific findings.
And how would you say that social media has helped you in your career, either in terms of this research or in other ways?
Well, in many ways, social media has definitely helped my career. Just being more well-known tends to help, even from a scientist perspective, even though I don't blog very often about my own research or about what I do. When I'm at professional meetings, more people know who I am. They're more likely to show up to my talk, even if it's not about anything related to my blog. And so that's a big benefit. And then I've met collaborators online. I've had discussions with people online about my research that I met entirely online. And I mean, one of my PhD collaborators is from Australia, for example, and I've never met him in person, but he actually commented on my blog and how much he liked my blog. And I went back and was like, oh my God, it's you. I know who you are. I've read all your papers. Can I please talk to you about this? you can definitely build those networks, very meaningful networks from social media.
Wilcox also talks about the lack of professor and researcher participation in social media mediums. According to Wilcox, only 60% of professors have social media accounts, and less than half of lab managers have social media accounts. Because of this lack of participation in social media, researchers often don't know how to use social media to spread their research. The American Geophysical Union has a guide for sharing research over multiple different mediums, as seen here. In the opening clip, Neil deGrasse Tyson, a contemporary science communicator, jokes that math needs better marketing. He is right. If scientists and researchers can learn to use social media to market and popularize their research, then maybe we can fix this problem.